Well, folks, as you can see, it's Jackie and a couple of turkeys here. We're going to be talking with the Department of Natural Resources here in just a couple of minutes because they have a new campaign that they're launching here promoting hunting. And I'm not sure if you realize that hunting is kind of, on the decline a little bit. We're going to talk about that in detail, but we want to talk about their campaign, Jackie.
Absolutely. So let's have a look at it right now.
Someone asked me the other day why I hunt. For me, it's simple. I was raised hunting. It's been a part of my life since I was born.
4 years old, caught your first fish, huh?
See, my answer is easy, but now I want to know yours.
I am learning how to hunt with my son because it's a hobby that we can enjoy together outside. I'm not going to be able to go out and play soccer when I'm 60, probably, but I can go out and hunt with my son.
I hunt because I like to provide organic meat on the table, natural food for us and our family, our growing family.
I hunt because it's a whole lot of fun, and I like to outshoot my sister. You miss all the time.
It's nature. I mean, you go out and you see things you would never see inside the city. The enjoyment and the excitement inside me is just, it's something primal.
I agree with all those answers, but I know there's more. Hunting is waiting on you. So join us today and let's go hunting.
There you go. Let's go hunting. Jackie, we have some very special guests joining us in studio right now from the Department of Natural Resources.
Yeah, we want to talk about hunting and why it's important to get out there and how you can get started, believe it or not. So we have some hunting season starting up here very quickly. So Megan Weiskup, Hunter Education with our DNR, also Jeff Barnes, our safety officer. We're going to talk more about that education, and Mick Klemsrud, who is part of the communication of what's happening with the DNR and hunting seasons right now. So let's start about this campaign, why it's important. And it's hard for me to believe that numbers are down when it comes to hunting.
Yeah, numbers nationally and in Iowa have been declining since the 80s.
Since the 80s, and
yes.
what are the reasons for these?
There's really a whole multitude of reasons. One of the biggest is if you want to look at it generationally, the baby boomers. They make up our biggest cohort of hunters today right now, and they're aging out. So as folks get older, get up into their 60s and 70s, hunting is not as easy for them to do anymore with the physical restrictions of climbing into a stand and traversing the terrain and being able to pull a bow back. So there's a lot of limitations as you get older that will preclude you from being able to go out in the field. So with that generation kind of aging out, we are seeing also a shift in demographics. So the movement from rural families going to the more urban environments. So you kind of have lost that natural family farm aspect of hunting out there. And then one of the big things is, access or perceived access. In Iowa, we're one of a lower number of states that have public access. We're mainly in private ownership.
Oh, so I didn't realize that. That's a total surprise.
Yeah, we kind of rank bouncing that 47, 48, 49th state in the nation.
Wow.
Seriously.
I didn't realize
public
that.
lands.
To be honest with you, I thought just the opposite.
Right.
I thought we had a ton of places where you can go out and hunt.
Yeah, so that's one of the big programs that we've been trying to work is creating public-private partnerships. So creating an Iowa Habitat and Access program is what ours is called specifically in Iowa, and that's kind of like a walk-in program. So private owners are giving permission to hunters to go out in the field. So every year we're opening more and more acres of private land to the sport of hunting. So that's been one great way that we've been segueing towards that. And another big factor is kind of what we see or deem as a lost generation. So kind of that late Gen Xer, that early millennial, which is also referred to, I guess, as an exennial, is what people are calling them now. So those folks that were born in the late 70s, early 80s, they're kind of the first generation where both parents are working. And they're also the first generation that are starting to get plugged in. A lot of technology, a lot more stuff going on in the indoors environment, and also the competition for time. With all these travel leagues and stuff now, you see kids getting involved in sports quite earlier in life and doing it not just for a short season, but throughout the whole year with traveling around. So there's a lot more competition for time and activities. So hunting becomes just one of those choices now versus kind of a lifestyle.
You get plugged in electronically, and you know, honestly, you can hunt electronically on your device, and I think some folks may be doing that in lieu of actually going out and doing it.
Definitely, and that's kind of in the hunter ed realm of one of the ways that we've tried to start making it relate more to this generation is now we do have some online options, e-learning options. These kids are learning how to do that in school. You know, they come with their Chromebooks and everything, so they're learning, or they're used to getting their information electronically now. So we do have an option for the younger kids where they can complete part of the course online at their own pace, so they could do a chapter a night or however they want to do it, and then come to an in-person class to go over the firearms handling portion and take the final exam. So we're trying to keep up with generations and make the course a little more accessible to the youth. And then we also have an online-only option for adults now, we know, with their busy lifestyles as well.
It makes a lot of sense, but there's nothing better than getting out in the outdoors and being a part of it. But part of this aspect is also safety. I think a lot of parents and adults want to make sure if their kids are continuing a tradition like this, they want to make sure they're staying safe.
Absolutely. You know, safety is our #1 aspect when it comes, especially to our hunter education program, which, by the way, is one of the best in the nation going right now. And by law, you have to be at 16 years old, you have to have your own hunting license. So when you get to that point, you have to have successfully completed a hunter education class in order to get your license. You can hunt prior to that, you just have to do it with a licensed adult. But at 16, you have to have been through hunter ed to get that hunting license. And you know, our hunter ed classes, they teach you a little bit about history of hunting. They teach you food preparation, that type of stuff, game cleaning, and obviously a lot of stuff about gun safety, gun care, gun handling, to try to maintain as safe an aspect as we can out in the field.
And how long does the course normally take to complete?
It varies. Megan mentioned we've got an internet-based course, and we've also got a classroom course. The classroom course may take a couple nights and a weekend day. The internet course itself, they're going to spend, the folks at home doing the internet portion are going to take 8 to 10 hours probably to get through that classwork, and then they'll come in and take a 3 or 4 hour field day, we call it, that's in class, where they get some hands-on learning. The adults don't get that portion of it. It is all online. They have laws, which is one of the things that's required is that they get a law talk by a conservation officer for those younger folks, so they actually get the opportunity to meet their local conservation officers in a classroom setting that's more comfortable, more invitable, you know, a little bit more pleasant for them versus just to having us approach them out in the field. That can be a little more nervous situation for them. So it gives them an opportunity to meet us and realize that we're just people too, you know. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's hard for some of those
especially people that know you, right?
Yeah, it depends on who that is.
Just trying to keep people safe out there, which is an important part of this.
Absolutely.
If people want to learn where to get those courses or where they can find them, is there a place they can go to get those details?
The best way to find that's going to be to go to our website, which is just iowadnr.gov. They can do a search for hunter education. It'll take them right to all the information to link to our website that gives all the classes that are currently listed on the website system. They can go through, pick out which method works best for them, and also which class might fit their distance for driving or their needs, whatever it is that they're after.
Makes a lot of sense. And people need to get excited right now because there are some seasons that are getting ready to open up, correct?
September 1, we've got everything starts tomorrow. We've got squirrel, rabbit, dove, and teal. And this beautiful weather, I think we need to have a talk with the weather guy because this is not the nicest weather going into the holiday weekend. But if you've never gone dove hunting, if you've never gone teal hunting, these 2 seasons are excellent for just what Megan talked about. Some of our people, if you're mobility impaired or if you're a young hunter, you want to explore this. It's a lot of fast action. It's a lot of fun, especially with mourning doves. There's a lot of shooting involved. You don't have to, if you can get from your car to the dove field, it's you just sit there and they come in wave after wave after wave. It's a lot of fun. And to build on some of the website information, if you don't know where to go hunting, we did survey our hunters, and 2 things they asked about was access to private land, because we are the lowest in the country in public land, and to have a website where they could go to find out what's available out there. So we've got a hunting atlas online. If you don't know where to go, you can go take a look at it. It'll tell you if there's any special regulations. You get a map. You can look overhead. It's like satellite imagery, so you can see all these places, how to get there.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then of course the IHAP program. But a lot of seasons, there's a lot of information. You pick up your hunting regulations book right here. It's got all the stuff you need to know on how to do it and how to do it right.
And something we want to make sure that we stress is the fact that hunting is a conservation tool, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's the best conservation tool. You know, our country is a little bit different, where we wildlife is in our country is a public good. It's in the public trust. And so we have taken the responsibility on ourselves. We've got licenses that we sell to provide regulation and research and studying. So we take care of it. You know, we've moved away from the rule from Europe when our settlers came across that was, you know, it was the kings or the wildlife was possession of the realm. So now it's a public good. So we try to manage it for the, you know, for everybody to enjoy. So we should all get out there and enjoy it.
There you go.
Absolutely. Find out your reason for why you want to go hunting. If people want more details, once again, website so we can go and learn more.
Definitely. Go to iowadnr.gov/letsgohunting. There'll be tons of information. There'll be links to the regulations that Mick mentioned, also the atlas, and just tips on how to get started.
It sounds like a TV show you guys should have on Saturday morning. Let's go hunting. That's perfect. Wonderful. Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you all for coming in.
We really appreciate it. It's 7:41.